All right, let's continue with chapter 3, develop your skills 3-7. We're still in the landscaping, so I hope you did not close your browser and you just continue on with your homework. So now we're receiving customers' payments. You remember we set up an invoice and now that invoice has to be paid. All right, so we choose new. It's going to be a new transaction. New transaction is going to be here, new, and we say receive payment. Wonderful. And then who paid us? Amy. Wow, Amy. Nice Amy. All righty. And she paid us today. We are in September 2026. We're working in the future. And then how did she pay us? She gave us a check. And the reference number on that check is 55841. And remember, when you have a check, put it in undeposited funds. This is actually also an account that you cannot delete or make inactive. In outstanding transaction, click invoice 1021 checkbox. All right. If she would have 2 or more invoices, they would all appear here. But we say, nope, she's paying this one. And she already paid a little bit because the original amount was $459. So she may have given a $220 check somewhere down the road. And now this is the rest of the payment. And check this. Okay, so they don't really specify how much she paid. It's just that the accounts receivable account decreased by 239. So decrease means she paid something. Our cash went up, our accounts receivable went down. So yes, 239. Wonderful. And they say safe and close. How easy was that? And if you go to Amy's, let's do this right quick. Just looking around. So this is what happened with Amy. These are all her invoices, payments, and stuff. So she still has something open, time charge. Okay, we may need that later down the road when we actually work with time. But you see that she got a payment here of $220, and here's a payment of $239. And when you go down here, you can actually see the invoice 1021 that we're talking about. Now, if you click that invoice, like here, view or edit is the same function. You can see what has been invoiced, the $459. And if you click here, you can see, oh, look at this. This is just what we did. Well, we haven't done this because that's from 2023, but we definitely did this. All right, so you will see what you've done. You can also see what you've done just recently by going here. You see, we looked at the invoice. I clicked on it. Yep, I did. And we also put the payment in $239. Great. I'll just love that short function because if you think, oh, have I done this? You can just click back in it and super easy get access to your work that you've recently been done. Okay, so that was 3-7. Let's continue on, and we're recording bank deposits. I talked about that earlier, and please watch the video. I'm not watching it with you. Now we do develop your skills 3-8. In this exercise, you will record the deposit of 2 customer payments. All right, so let's just pretend you get up, get your coffee, sit on your desk, and you say, okay, let's look at the bank, who paid what. So you look at your bank, you have a different browser open where you can see your bank transaction. Let's just pretend you don't have the bank feed and you do this, okay? With the bank feed, it's so much easier. You say new, okay, it's a new transaction, and you go to other. You would not use this if you have an automatically bank feed or if you import your bank transactions manually, okay? Okay, so we click bank deposit. Every time somebody is depositing something in your bank, you click that. And what bank account? It's very important. Here they say it's the checking account. What day? Well, it's today, September 1st, 2026. In the bottom section, click the check boxes for Edward. Oh, Edward and Amy actually paid the invoices today. All right, so they say Amy paid $239. You remember that was the check that got dropped off and we just entered. And then also Edward, he paid us for the front yard design, the $500 per check. So these two checks got deposited now in the bank account, and we're just telling, okay, yeah, we got it. Right. All right. So we click these two because the checks are not in the bank. And let me try something. No, you can't. So we do save and close. All righty. And you remember that we went into the reports and we looked at the balance sheet. We also looked at the profit and loss. I just want to say something about the balance sheet. We're just doing custom date. Let's do 1/1/2026 and 12/31/2026. I wish they would have a year coming up that you only click 2026 and it will give you the whole year. But it's just not the way that operates. All right, so we're going to undeposit funds. And it will actually show you this. Isn't that beautiful? So it shows you the two checks we did. Okay, one we entered as a sales receipt, one we entered as a payment because we went into Amy's Bird Sanctuary and we said, hey, that got paid today. All right, and then you can see it got deposited on the checking account, the same amounts. So this year we are on zero. The 2062 are from a previous year. That's why there's still a balance. So wonderful. We didn't do anything, so we'll just go exit. All right, so let's go to next. Our report center. They want us to do what? In this exercise, you will create a number of reports that will help you analyze facts, customers, and sales. You will start with a customer balance summary report. All right, so this is why you do all this stuff and not directly put your received payments into an income account, because then you don't know who paid what, when, and what did they actually purchase if you just do collect revenues and you put them on the revenue account. Okay, so let's go. Click reports. Of course, we're going to click reports. And then click standard, which we are here. Scroll down to who owns you category, which is here. And then customer balance summary. So this is pretty nice because then you see how somebody did not pay the invoice. All right, so, and I like that they actually give you a little bit of an idea how it should look like, so you can see, okay, I did everything correctly. I should have a balance of 5,140. These are your accounts receivables. If you go in your balance sheet, it should look the same. If you go under all dates, you always have to check if the time frame you selected is the same, otherwise your balance may be a little bit off. Okay, so click back to report list. Blue buttons are your best friend. Click the standard tab. Well, we don't have to because we're already in standard. Create a customer balance detail report. So, customer balance detail report. They also want us to see all detail, all dates. So all dates, and now you can actually see the invoices. So when I worked for a tax advisor and I had to show the accounts receivable, he always wanted to have this because it gives you an indicator how old are invoices, and then you have to go and say, hey, what's going on? Why did this guy get another sale? Why did we sell him something on invoice again if that guy continues not to pay his or her invoices? It's bills, so it's probably a guy. But you know, I would not do business with him if he doesn't pay his invoices on time. But it's a management decision, not ours, unless there is a rule or an internal regulation that forbids to have customers be able to purchase something if they're not paying their bills on time. Alrighty, and then down here is that $5,140 again, and that's pretty cool. Okay, so we got this. Now it wants us to say create a sales by customer report. Okay, we're going to go back to our list. We're in standard. So create sales by customer report should be in sales and customers. Sales by customer summary report. Okay. And then the time frame should be all days. You see how important it is to just see what they actually want. Run the report. Here we go. Beautiful. And yes, Freeman Sports Goodies. All right, that's exactly what it says. And then now it wants us to do and just learn how to read reports. It's a lot of information, but it will help you down the road if you just get familiar with reports and learn how to read them. It just helps you so much to investigate errors and see outcomes and consistency and all that stuff. All right, create sales by product service. So we're going to go back to sales again. Sorry, I just whoops. So detail, sales by product service detail. I always have to look twice, not to click the wrong report. Alrighty. Ooh, that's a little big. So choose all dates. We did, and then this comes up. So let's just look over this upper section. It's 2,750. And in this exercise here, it just wants you to become familiar with stuff. Okay. So we can actually see what they've done and what invoice and all that kind of good stuff. All right. And you can see this report is not created by customer, but by product. There's design, fountains, lighting, box, services, landscaping, all that kind of good stuff. All right. Correcting errors. It's going to happen a lot in your career. All right, so just read that stuff. Okay, there maybe then. Correct. You don't need to locate it. Make the correction and click save to avoid or to lose the transaction. Okay, so they just want you to become familiarized. If you need to correct something, you can go back and edit an invoice. You can make it void, or you can make it, you can delete it, but it comes with some implications in the background. So just make sure you understand that there's no exercise to it. It's just a reading thing. And then assign sequential document numbers on sales documents, and you will need to keep the which they are presented. Yeah, so this one here is a really, really big thing. QuickBooks Online assigns sequential numbers on sales documents, which it does. If you go in your reports, let's go back here. And you remember that I told you in Puppy Love, it will still be available. It's not going to be here. There's a transaction list with splits here. And if you put this on, just as a reminder, run it up here, up there. Let's do all dates. Run the report. Thank you. So you see this 1002, 103, 104. It's on sales receipts and invoices. And if you don't do what they do in this, say in this book, and you delete one or void one, the reports that you extract out of Puppy Love, because this will default back, they will be wrong. And I got written up for one because I deleted it. And now that deletion caused a number to jump. So for the next purchase order, that should be the correct entry. It did not come up as, for example, 1002. It now comes up as 103 because 1002 got deleted. And then my report that I put in is technically correct, but the number is wrong. So try not to use delete or void unless the book tells you, okay? All right, so that was this. And here you get to your tackle the task. That's the last thing we do right now. And then you do your self-assessment later. All right, back. So tackle the task. This is your opportunity to apply some skills, blah, 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 before you begin. Close the current test driver. So be sure you did all your screenshots, everything you're supposed to do up to this point before you close that, okay? So I'm gonna close it. All right, I did. And open a new test drive window. I wish they would have that link here, but they don't. So what I usually do is I go chapter opener and the next one, sorry. And then I just click here again and it will open all new for us. I'm not a robot. And then I just go back to tackle the task where we left off, and now I have it. Okay, so what do they want us to do? They want us to add customers. You know, new customers are here. They could also be here. Multiple ways to do stuff. We say new customer. What's the name? James Dean. Well, how original. Dean. He lives in 123 College Avenue, Bay Shore, California, 94211. Okay, so we saved him. We want oops. No. Then we have Cook's House of Design. So we just Cook's House of Design. And you can put it in the company name too, so it's okay, but we've learned it this way, so just keep continuing doing it. 458 Boulevard, City. Wrong customer. You see, Holly Avenue. It's Bay Shore, California, 94215. Okay, sounds about right. Save, okay. And then we're gonna do David, staff, 4881. National Boulevard. And it's also in Bay Shore, California, 94214. Okay. So we put them all in. Alrighty. Okay, create a sales receipt. We're creating a new transaction, therefore we go to new sales receipt. It's nice that they tell us that. They won't tell you that in the book all the time. So you have to really make use of your transaction list if you don't know exactly what to do. So this is James. Okay. And the date is 9/2/2026. We don't use tags yet. And then James paid cash for pest control services. Wonderful. We love cash. So we still leave it at undeposited funds because we want to see that cash come in on the bank. Some people have a petty cash at work and then they do cash reconciliation. So you will use the cash account or whatever is available. For right now, undeposited funds is the only thing available for you guys. All right, so is there, there's no reference number that comes with cash unless you have a system set up in your store, but we do not have it right now. Okay, so Jim's Steam paid cash for pest control. So you can add a scroll or just enter some stuff at the College Avenue address on 9/25. So the rate is already set up. They don't say anything that we have to do anything. So it will be fine. And we just say save and close because we don't send emails out in this exercise. Save and new, because here it says create sales receipt. Now we're at Kate. Okay, what did Kate do? She also did it on September. Okay, 20 seconds. Sorry. Okay, let me go check with the task. Back on it. All right, so it's on September 2nd, 2026. Alrighty. And she actually paid with a check. And the reference number is 5584. Undeposited funds stays, and she paid soil. She paid 6 bags of soil. And you see how the tax automatically applies because we're selling a product, and in most states, if you sell a product, it is taxed. And then the next one is sprinkler heads. Don't get confused with pipes. We are the sprinkler heads, and there are 4 of them. All right. 9/2/26. Okay. $68. And then, okay, and we just say save new because we have a new one here. So let's see, David. We also did it on September 2nd. We're not using tax right now. He's using a check. Okay, and the reference number is 8871 for repairs. So that's a service. Quantity should be 1. The rate is $2.25. And here they give you the rate because it's individually. And it's not taxed because it's a service for that exercise. I don't know, other states, we have 50 states, some may be different. Okay, so we have that, and that was the last receipt. So it's safe and close. Wonderful. Now we say create deposit to record. The transactions are plus bank deposit. Okay. All right. So on September 3, deposit in our checking because we didn't get more information. So we just assume it's the checking. It's on September 3. And who paid something? It is James Steens. Okay, it's James. And that's, sorry, I'm in the wrong. I was like 25. So that's the cash he paid and it got deposited. So one of the employees went to the bank and deposited a check. Wonderful, $35. And that was that. All right. So save and close, because that's the only payment we received. Create reports. Craig would like to see a summary of sales by customers for all dates. Okay, report. Sales customer. And this window just changes as you open and close your window. So just know why it's so long here. Summary sales by customer. Here. And then it said all dates. Run report. So I think you just need to do a screenshot here. Just follow the module rules. I don't know if you need to extract it and stuff, but for right now, I think you just need to do a screenshot. Alrighty, and then the same thing is summary of customer balance for all days. Bank. That is under who owes you, what you owe. Here, sorry about that. Summary of customer balance. Yeah, so it's just a different name and sometimes it messes me up, but this is what you want. Customer balance summary. Alrighty. And then you're just gonna go to your self-assessment and you have half of your homework already done. And we're gonna see us in the next video when we're gonna work on reinforcing the skills.